It is Sunday, so I'm going to make baked chicken. I got my party wings, my vinegar so I can clean my chicken with. Got my seasons, peppers, onions, paprika, some garlic powder, spray. My seasons, these are like my go-to seasons. Pepper, that one, some salt, some thyme, and my seasonal, and my parsley. So I'm gonna prepare my chicken by seasoning it up. You can let it marinate for a couple hours, and then we're gonna bake it at 350. Alright, for those who also may ask about the cornstarch, I use cornstarch because I want my chicken crispy. I like to cook mine past just well cook. I like mine a little hard. But yeah, I like to use my iron cast skillet. The chicken, I season it up, let it sit for a couple hours. So I'm just gonna spray the pan with this. I'll be right back. Alright, so put my chicken in the pot. Once I had sprayed the vegetable oil, I put the chicken in, put the chicken around, moved it around evenly. So I'm going to put it in the oven for 350 for about an hour and a half. I like my chicken, like I say, extra well done. I like mine crispy, a little bit harder, not just done. So I'm going to put it in the oven, maybe about every 20-30 minutes. I'm just going to rotate the chicken, make sure it's getting a nice even crisp on the chicken. That's what the cornstarch is for. I also topped it off with a little bit of vegetable oil to spray, so that way it'll also help get crispy as well. So stay tuned for the chicken. Alright, so our chicken is in the oven. So now we're going to make some roasted potatoes, and then after that we're going to do some cabbage. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump out my potatoes. Wash them off really good. Cut them in halves. Season them up. Now that my oven is on 350, as far as my chicken, I'm going to add the potatoes in there with it. Of course, in a separate pan. Going to oil up the pan and the potatoes just a little bit. Now, since you are roasting potatoes for 350, you're going to take a little bit longer to cook, about 45-50 minutes, depending on how super duper your oven is. Alright, so I'm just going to start slicing my potatoes like this. So once I cut it in half, I cut it down the middle. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll be right back. Alright, so my potatoes are seasoned, oiled up. I put a little bit of oil on it. You can use olive oil. I used vegetable oil since I didn't have anything else. I normally like coconut oil, but hopefully you can see that. I cut my potatoes in half. I'm just going to put them in my roasting pan. Separate them a little bit. Not too much. And I'm going to show you the seasons that I use in a minute. So just separating everything. So that's what they look like. Aren't they pretty? Now the seasons I used were black pepper. I use this Miss Dash just because it has a lot of herbs and stuff in it. Now my salt grinder. I turned it a couple times, more than 10. But I put a little bit of this in it and just a few sprinkles of that. But yeah, this is all I use for my potatoes. And like I said, I'm just going to put them in the oven at 350 for about 45 minutes and check back on them. And we're going to get started on the cabbage. These are the seasons I have used for my cabbage. I use a whole head of cabbage. I put some carrots in it. At the bottom is just butter, 2 nice size scoops of butter. And I added all of these seasons to the butter so that way that season could get to what's on the bottom of the cabbage. But I'm going to also be turning it as I cook it. But yeah, these are my go-to seasons for my cabbage. Now if you're feeling fancy, I'm just being a little bougie, but I like carrots in my cabbage. But sometimes I also put red peppers in it, onions, just to give it that flavor. Now you can do that too, or whatever else that you like to add to your cabbage, whatever vegetables. Go ahead and put it on in there. Do your own stir fry. But yeah, these are the seasonings that I use. Real simple. And I'll just start rotating the cabbage around until they're cooked. After maybe about 10 minutes, I don't really keep counting my food. I've been cooking so long, I just know when it's done and how I like it. But as you see, if you like your cabbage well done, the cabbage are like see-through clear. But if you just want them with a little bit of crunch, you just need to cook them no more than like 5 minutes, depending on how high you have your stove on. But my kids are real picky about what they eat and the texture in their mouth. So I cook mine well done. I slice my carrots like real thin as I can with a knife, so that way one is cooked. And of course it's not crunchy, so it matches with the cabbage. You got soft cabbage and soft carrots. I don't like one thing soft and something else hard. But yeah, my cabbage are done. So we'll be back when the roasted potatoes are done and the chicken. So this is our final look of everything. So if you like your chicken, depending on how the water retention is in the chicken, depending on how you like your chicken, you'll have gravy start to form inside the chicken. I didn't really want none, so like I said, I like mine crispy enough. But yeah, this is the final look of everything. I just gotta take everything out the pan and present it well. But yeah, this is dinner. Enjoy.